Also new tonight, Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro added a new lawyer to his defense team.
Bruce finds a former Justice Department official who served during President Ronald Reagan's administration. And here in Florida, the governor wants Nicolas Maduro to now face state criminal charges as well.
The governor says there is not only a narcotics case against the now ousted Venezuelan president, but he claims Maduro helped send gang members into the U.S.
Governor DeSantis claims Florida was among those destinations. Here's reporter Ari Height.
Governor Ron DeSantis says he fully supports his attorney general bringing a state case against Nicolas Maduro. He says he believes Maduro committed crimes here in Florida, but a man who used to prosecute criminals in Florida says it would be a very difficult case to win. When Florida Governor Ron DeSantis first talked about the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, he praised the Trump administration, saying Maduro needed to be removed from power.
They took what should be the most prosperous country in South America and turned it into a place where people have to eat trash to be able to survive.
And then DeSantis threw a bit of a curveball, saying the state of Florida is also looking at charging Maduro on both immigration and drug offenses.
We're looking at the statutes to see, obviously, we've got robust narcotic statutes.
But Dave Arenberg questions how successful the state might be.
You could try to prosecute Maduro under state charges, but there are serious obstacles.
Arenberg is the former state attorney in Palm Beach County. He says a separate state case against Maduro might not survive simple legal challenges, like the fact that Maduro cannot be tried twice for the same crime, and federal law overrides state law. And Arenberg also questions if the state could even prove a crime against Maduro.
And you show, evidentiary-wise, that the leader of Venezuela was specifically sending drugs into Florida.
On top of that, Arenberg questions the point of a state case, given that if he's convicted in the federal case, Maduro will already be serving a life sentence.
Just the gun charges alone, they have a 30-year mandatory minimum sentence. Maduro is 63 years old. That doesn't even get to the narco trafficking charges, which has a 20-year mandatory minimum.
Arenberg says if the state does decide to file charges against Maduro, there's no doubt in his mind they would have to wait for the federal case to end first. In his words, there's no way the federal government is playing second fiddle to a state. Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.